All right. Hey, loves, it's your Queen A, and welcome back to Slapping with Truth. And y'all know we don't bring nothing but the best of the best on here to give y'all their advice on how they remain confident on their journey. Okay. And today we have a lovely guest here today. He is an author, he is a coach, and he does so much more. And he's Cincinnati's finest own. I must say he's from my hometown as well. Okay. So without further ado, I want y'all to give it up for Mr. Seth Steele. How you doing
Hey,
today,
hey,
sir?
hey, 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 what's going on?
Hey, I'm glad to have you here. I am excited to have you here today. So, before we move forward with anything, kind of just like let the people know where you from. I kind of told them that already, but I'm gonna let you do that too. But and kind of like what you do.
Well, I'm from Cincinnati once again, born and raised. Born and raised, I'm an author, I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm a brother, I'm just here for the youth. I'm just trying to redirect and rewrite the script of how we really looked at, you know what I'm saying, for the most part of from my struggles and my learning.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And I know Cincinnati is freezing. So first off, is you staying warm? Because it is freezing outside,
Yes.
not in here. Of course I got my jacket, but it is freezing outside. So kind of tell us about how you even decided to even become a coach first. Like what kind of coach are you? And how did that even come about?
Well, I coach girls basketball during the spring and the summer. It started with my oldest two kids. They got into playing, and with that, one of their assistant coach, like, he stopped being around because his daughter stopped playing. So I asked my cousin, because they was playing for my cousin, and I asked my cousin, like, let me help you out, what I'm saying. So I started helping him out, just literally just helping him out doing practice and doing the games. I'm sitting in the stand as a parent, and it went from just helping out to he like, just come on, and I just kept going. Then it increased in my passion of it, like something that my mama always told me, that like the kids is that's my calling. So I ran away from it, and unfortunately, my oldest kids brought me back to it. I just been with it going on like 9 years now.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't something that you planned on doing. It kind of happened like once you had
Yeah,
kids and things of
yeah,
that nature.
yeah.
So
I ain't had no thought
now,
process of coaching.
hey, so let's go back then. So it started with the youth. So first, tell us how many youth you have. Let's start there. So how many youth do you have?
I got four daughters.
Oh, so you're what they call it, a girl dad nowadays?
Yeah, yeah. I'm a girl dad.
Oh wow. Well, how is that?
Um, it's amazing as it is. It's I love it. I love it. I love it.
Hmm. I
Keep me
like.
grounded.
Hey, I love it. Four young girls, and I want to first off congratulate you and say thank you because we need more men that's actually present in their youth life, whether it's it don't matter if you have a daughter or a son, and it doesn't matter if you're a mom or a dad. We just need more active parents. So I just
Yes.
want to commend you. I see you online, and I just want to give your kudos to everybody because I see that you're doing your thing, and keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, you welcome. You welcome. So I want to go back. So you said one of the things that you value is family, and we're gonna start there since you already, brought the kids up and everything. Kind of tell us about what your childhood was like. What was that like for you growing up?
Childhood was, of course, like the typical struggle. You know what I mean? My mom was a single parent. My mom had four kids. My dad died when I was 5 in a car crash, drinking and driving. So I grew up without a dad. But my mom was that was the rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, she held it down. She worked the two jobs, whatever she had to do to make sure that we were straight. Like, she got, what I say, is three boys and a girl. So I take my hat off to my mom. Like, I don't know how she did it, but hey, she did it for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, my mom held it down. So that really like set the foundation of like family, because it was just us like growing up. You know what I'm saying? It was just are just five of us. You know what I'm saying? So that's all we ever had. Like, you know, of course we had our uncles and aunts, you know what I mean, stuff of that magnitude. But like when it get down to the nit grit, when them doors is closed, it was just us, you know what I mean? And that's all I know.
Mm. And I want to, say prayers for your strength and understanding because you just expressed something that I never knew about you. Was that your father passed away when you was young. So for you, it was like you didn't have your father in your life because he wasn't there. It was because he passed away. So
Mm.
can you explain to us like what kind of thoughts went through your head and how you remain confident, or do you have any fear or anger behind that? Can you just kind of talk to us about that for a second?
See, that's a great question. Like, mm, I used to battle with identity because, like I said, I didn't know my dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, I heard stories from his mom. You know what I'm saying? His sister, brothers, and cousins and stuff like that. But like, it's different from actually knowing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I never touched him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was a struggle for me. Like growing up, like especially living in a neighborhood. Like, you know, so I'm around all the negative things. So it was like I really didn't have a male voice. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I struggled with male authority a lot, like in my early life. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't really click when a man yelling. You know what I'm saying? Because I never had that. So that bothered me a lot growing up. But I had to pray on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to pray to release that, like because that was leading me down paths of uncertainty, you know what I'm saying, and prisons and stuff of that magnitude, like, you know what I'm saying? So just following the wrong crew, wrong crowd, but now at the age that I'm at now, like I totally understand, like, because like if you really believe in God, you understand that that's his child before that's your brother, fathers, whatever, you know what I mean, the title they get. So once he removed them, that's his decision. So if you pray for him to do X, Y, and Z in your life, and he make that decision that affects your life, you really can't, you got to really accept it. It's a hard pill, but you have to, you know what I'm saying? So that's where I end up having to get at, you know what I'm saying, in my life. And that's where I'm at, like with death on that note.
No, I appreciate you sharing that with us because most people, especially that I know nowadays, they don't have the active father in their life because they're here. It's not because they're not here. They're here, but they
Hmm.
are not active. And for
Hmm.
you, it was different. So I was just curious on how that resonated with you. So if anybody else, let's say if it's another young man, because I'm pretty sure it's another young man out here that's like you, that never got to hold his father, but his father was there. Maybe he had a tragic accident, or I don't know what may happen. And I'm not a young man, right? But you are. Well, you're a king now, but you was there. Can you talk to that young man that was you then, that may be going through that now, and tell them, maybe give them some words of inspiration?
First thing you want to do is believe that he love you, like no matter what. Like you gotta know that. Like you gotta believe that he loved you no matter what no one say. At the end of the day, it's what you know. You know what I'm saying? It's not about what you don't know. It's what you know, what you can hold on to. You can hold on to the love more than you can hold on to the flesh. You know what I'm saying? And that what I didn't hold on to because I was concerned about the flesh. Like, so that will be the number one thing. Hold on to the love because he did love you and he do love you. You know what I'm saying? And he watching over you. Every step you make, you think you're doing it on your own. But trust me, he holding your hand and he guiding you. Even with the wrong, he's still right there. So just hold on to the love.
Mm. That's powerful. That's when I teach on love, and I'm a very powerful believer when it comes to love, because without love, nothing else is possible in my book. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
It starts with you, right? Loving yourself. So I
Mm-hmm.
love that you said that, and let you know that all things are possible, and that's very true. I feel like no matter who that is. So now let's kind of go up a little bit. So you didn't have a father in your life, but some kind of way you still managed to be a father. So was there men that you maybe looked up to, or how did you even know what it was like, or where did you get that from? Was it your mom, watching your mom? Was it things that you wanted her, or just what was it in you that was like, okay, I'm going to be there for my youth no matter what, even though you had your angry days and you had all that, you was battling with that. How did you, you found your personality, but what made you still want to, just do that?
I didn't want them to have the questions that I had. What if? Why not me?
Let's see.
I made a choice. You know what I'm saying? So I made a choice to create. So I still gotta have that same choice to stand. So that's what was my main thing. Like I ain't want them to grow up like me, like and with those questions, like regardless of being present or being dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want them to have that thought, like, or why he picked this sibling or not me. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know. Like you don't know the dynamics of the mothers. You know what I'm saying? You just looking at like, oh, this one was around you more than me, or you know what I mean? So I never wanted that. So I always kept them together, got them together, and I just try to keep them together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all siblings, you know what I'm saying? So that was my main fatherly push from what I didn't have about not having a father. I didn't want them to ever feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I could never call and be like, Daddy, can you grab this? Like, Mom, can you grab it? Can you know what I mean? So I always wanted to be able, you know what I mean, in some form of fashion to be a person they can count on. At least try. Trying is better than not succeeding.
They say, hey, first you don't succeed. I love Aaliyah's song, Give Credit Out to Her, Dust Y'all Shoulders Off. You know me, I'm just saying. But no, for real. And they go back to something you told me when we talked before. You said that something you love slapping the world with truth with is loyalty.
Hmm.
And to me, I think this fits perfect right here because everything you have displayed has showed, loyalty. Like you had to stay loyal to yourself throughout this whole process, even though your father went there. You still had to stay loyal to your youth. You have four young women. And I want to say again, you just said about are they by the same? They're even if they're by you, they're by different mothers. I just heard you say that, right?
Hmm.
So, but you still keep them all together, and you still have them.
Hmm.
So, talk about why loyalty is important for you and just talk to anybody else who maybe it's a dad out there that don't know how to be a father. He's not sure, right? Because some people just ain't sure how to be a dad. So can you talk about that a little bit along with loyalty?
Felt a lot and tempting to be the great dad or good dad. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, I thought it was all about money. I was young. I was 19. You know what I'm saying? I was a freshman in college with a daughter, and then turn around, a sophomore in college with another daughter. Like, so I'm thinking it's just money. Like, just I buy this, I buy this, I buy that. Like, so the most thing, the first thing I tell a father is you got to figure out what's the importance. Like, if you here for the kid or you here for the mama with the plus one. That's why a lot of guys really struggle with. They love their kids, but it still is that plus one. It's that mama. They want her or whatever, that situation can be. But that situation, that plus one can cause problems. You know what I'm saying? And it affects you not seeing the kid and whatever, how that go. So I always try to avoid the plus one. Like once the situation is ended, the kids is about the kid. You know what I'm saying? So I want them to always know that and feel that. Like, so that's what I tell a dad. Like, you as a man, you got to figure out what type of man you gonna be. Basically, you know what I'm saying? You gonna be, I'm with the kid because I'm with the mom, or I'm a with the kid as long as me and the mom cool. It ain't gotta be that extra. It just as long as that we on good terms. Like, I'm cool. sometimes you gotta still be that same guy on bad terms. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't, sometimes you have to be because it's the kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, I ain't saying this like I was the from the beginning, I had it all figured out. No way, no shape, no form. I argued, I fight, I don't call all that. You know what I'm saying? Everything that everybody went through, I've been through it all. But at some point, I had to understand. I had to grow. I had to learn. Like I had to transition. I had to listen. You know what I'm saying? I had to really like listen to them. Like and had to really like understand their whole everything that they're saying. Like I had to really like to this day, they don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like because we don't have conversations. You know what I'm saying? But like I salute every last one of them. Like you know what I'm saying through all the good and the bad, because now in this place of peace that I'm in, I see. You know what I'm saying? Like I see. Like oh damn, okay, I ain't had to. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because that's growth. Like you got to grow. Like you ain't always right. You know what I'm saying? I felt I was always right. You know what I mean? But that's why I tell her dad, like, you just gotta figure out what you gonna be, what type of dad you gonna be. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be a choice, but us as males, we create so many loopholes and things, and we justify things in ways that when we sit by ourselves, we be like, we said that she ain't really go for that. But like, because we like, that was stupid. But we at that moment, you know what I mean? But that's the biggest thing. So once you move like that, that what will create loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Like, because now you figure out what you loyal to and the purpose of that loyalty. You know what I'm saying? So, but my loyalty came from just the overall of me. You know what I'm saying? Like living the dark world life. You know what I'm saying? Experiencing that life, and then coming over to the right life and experiencing this loyalty. So it's like I feel like me personally, no matter what, you just gotta be loyal because it's basically like just being real to yourself. Like just standing true to what you're about. Like, you gonna go through ups and downs, people gonna trick you, people gonna lie, you gonna lie, you know what I mean? We human, so it's just like what you're gonna accept and what you're not, you know what I'm saying? So and you just gotta find those people or just find yourself and just stay in that lane and move forward, and God will send you who need to be aligned with you outside of the devil will send them, and God will send them too, negatively and good. So you gotta just be strong. Like I don't like when a lot of people give the devil so much power when a lot of negative things happen to you in your life. God tests you too. You know what I'm saying? So this is a sidebar. I'm sorry.
Oh no, no, that's the truth. You know what I mean? That's like when they said they always say, oh, you know what, God ain't too funny fond of of ugly. Well, he ain't too fond of beautiful either. You know what I mean? So so either way, like I'm right? You know what I mean? Because what is beauty? I always
hmm
talk about that. What is beauty? It's different to different people. I can ask five
hmm
different people what beauty is. So, but when we talk about loyalty, one thing you said, like you said, you got to watch the people you around you and all them things. Can you talk about like the mindset that you have to have and what kind of things you have to tell yourself to be loyal to yourself, right? Because let's face it, especially as a young man out here, I believe, I don't know because I'm a woman, but I believe for women, it's harder for us, let's say housewives. We got to deal with the youth. But in the streets, it's harder, I believe, for young men to be loyal to themselves out of, a lot of peer pressure. It's a lot of peer pressure out there of, oh, that's the op, they did this, that, and this, that, you know what I mean? And I got to stay over here. I got to live there. It's just a whole lot of different things. So how do you stay loyal to yourself, or what kind of things do you tell yourself to remain confident to stay loyal in them type of situations?
Honestly, you ain't even thinking about loyalty. Like when you in those situations, you just thinking about survival and getting through. Like, but like they say, it's levels. It depends on what level you on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends on what level you on. So, but the game will give you tricks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to be aware. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, it's like back onto staying on the loyalty line of that, it's just trust. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be loyal to the wrong people. You know what I mean? Or you can be loyal to that person for the wrong things. Like, you know what I mean? It's a lot of tricks. People be loyal to him because he got money or he got resources. Like, them not be loyal to the character of the man or the woman. You know what I'm saying? So it's like loyalty, like what are you loyal for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like they said, it's a bunch of shades of gray. You know what I mean? So it's a bunch of shades of loyalty. It's like, which one do they pick? Like, you know what I mean? Me, I just pick overall loyal. Like, I'm just loyal. Like, because I look at me being loyal because I mind my business. So that's how I'm loyal to myself. I mind my business. If I know something, I guarantee you that it was brought to me. Because I'm not going to seek it because I'm tunnel vision on what I got going on. Like, not saying I'm better than nobody. It's just saying that I'm focused. Because when I was off in the other world, I was getting caught up in very different things because of the environment, the space, the people that I was around and I chose to be around that I was loyal to. You know what I'm saying? So it's just be loyal to yourself. Like, but with that, don't lie. Cause you can be loyal to yourself off a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm built for this, and you're really not. You know what I'm saying? And I seen a lot of guys go through that. Like, and they had to go through a lot or along with situations to learn, even women to learn, like, oh, this ain't me. I ain't cut for that. Like, so like just be loyal, but be real with it. Like, don't lie to yourself about what you gonna be on. Cause he hear that. And he wanna see it then. Like, okay, let me show me. All right, and then you gotta show him. And some people don't make it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people don't make it out to tell their story. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful to be able to make it. I made it out, and hoping I can redirect those that not to go the same path.
Thank you for that. Talking about barely making it out. So one of the things you talked about was patience, and for you, we can see that on just on this episode right here. You know how you display patience, and but I know you've been through so much in your life, and you've remained patient over and over again. And with you being patient, how is there things you do, like how do you keep constantly remain patient? Like, do you read, do you do you just, I mean, because I hear you when you say be there, but some people have to do things, or some maybe you have to write, maybe you have to I don't know, bite something or squeeze something. Or for you, how do you remain patient throughout your whole life of constantly going over something, because you was in a hospital, your father passed away, it's been a whole lot, but you still remain focused, and I still see you smile, and I still see you be a great dad, and I still see you exhibit patience when some people exhibit so much fear and so much drama and so much anger, and we'll talk about that because I know you had them times. But right now I just want to talk about, how did you remain patient? Like, how do you have patience today throughout all that?
My G-mom, right, rest her soul, she's always tell me, like, Seth, you gotta slow down. When I was a little baby, I'm bow-legged, right? So I used to just run around and just trip and fall, right? So they tell me that, she used to tell me, like, slow down, right? So I guess, not to like create something, but I'm guessing from all that, that instilled something in me, because I like to go outside, I like to move, right? And I'm guessing from me learning how to fall throughout the whole journey, it increased the patience because it hurt to fall. You know what I'm saying? Literally and physically. You know what I'm saying? So, because every fall is a judgment, So it's like, do you want to hear it or do you want to accept it? So it's like I had to learn how to slow down. Like, and then I had to learn how, with the slow down, to only care about my view opinion is an opinion. It's okay to understand it and listen. But sometimes if you're not strong enough to listen, you can let that opinion become an effectiveness. So I had to learn about a lot of things of that magnitude. Like I had to really like tap back into my education of taking psychology classes and stuff of that magnitude, like to really like decipher myself, and I feel like all my life I just been running. Like I never took my time and just let things come to me and let me as they come, layer by layer, is a more better to understanding and move past instead of just moving and guesstimating.
Right. No. And so does that like kind of go along with what you, so one of the things you said was the funniest failure story that you now thank the universe for is prison. And so I know you have to exhibit a lot of patience when you go through patience. I don't care who you are, to sit in a room with a door shut. You gotta have patience, I mean,
Yeah,
you
chill
gotta
out.
learn patience. So, whether you like it or not. So can you just kind of talk to us about what do you mean when you say that that's the funniest failure story that you now thank the universe for?
Because my mama said you ain't have to go through that to come out like this.
Mm, mm, mm. So kind of elaborate for those that may not understand what you mean.
I graduated from high school. I graduated from college. You become a felon.
Mm.
Why? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm being impatient. I wanted the right now. Because I'm looking like, oh, I got these two kids. I got this. I'm living with my baby mom. You know what I mean? So I'm mentally pressuring myself to allow myself to force and okay with moving a route, other than sitting down and just fill out that application and then still waiting. Like I gotta wait on that phone call or that person or what. It's the same game. But when you ignorant to the truth, that's why you get slapped with it, right? So you don't want to listen. You know what I'm saying? So when my mama said that, like, you didn't have to go to jail to change your life. I've been telling you this is what you should be doing, but you ain't want to listen. You know what I'm saying? So jail was, because like I said, once again, I said, I didn't do good with male authority. So in jail, you got male authority. You feel me? So that's patience. That's when they tell you to shut the F up. You gotta, like right now, like whatever they say, you gotta, you know what I mean? So it was, I knew then, like, yeah, this ain't for me. Well, like I said earlier, you find out, like, if this is for you. Like, yeah, I can't do this. I don't understand how guys come back here at 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they crazy. Like, it just wasn't for me. So that's why that was funny, because as I'm in there, the humor was, what these are the inmates saying to me, like, why are you here? Like, I with your credentials, like you just as dumb as me, basically. But you had, I guess, you gotta put your face in the mud before you wash it off. You know what I mean? So I ain't want to listen. So I had to learn on my own. Like, you feel me? Like, I was hard at it. Yeah, they taught me.
No, that's a powerful lesson right there. Because like I said, whether you want to or not, in certain situations, we exhibit patience, and I don't even think a lot of us realize that we do it. You know what I mean? Subconsciously in certain situations. So I just want to talk about that, and so that goes to, now we're gonna speed up a little bit. So now we heard your story, about your past. So you're a coach now. We can see why you're a coach, right? You love family and everything, but you're also an author.
Hmm.
And and so kind of just, tell us a little bit about how you even thought to be, like, what even inspired you to become an author. So first, how did that come about?
So I was bad, right? So I had to get put on the punishments like the whole summer. And my mama take my TV and the radio, and so I'm just sitting there. My mama's favorite line is, "Look at the four walls and look at the four walls." You feel me? So, and staring at the four walls in hindsight made me understand prison because I felt like I was already locked in. You know what I'm saying? So, I always just write my anger down. I used to be mad, like I used to just write poetries, like of how I'm feeling. So sitting there created all the anger of not having a dad, and all the other stuff that I probably felt at that time, you know what I mean? So that's how the writing start. Then I'm like, damn, I'm pretty good. Then I start writing little stories, you know what I'm saying? Like little 4 or 5 pages, little narratives or whatever, then writing in school. So I was really into that. Then I was on a newspaper staff in high school, so writing was just like my outlet, you know what I mean? Like, because if you see me on the other side, you be like, you ain't, nah, that ain't gonna do that. Like, cause I know him. Like, then when you get to like know me, you like, dang, that's deep. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like a hidden gem. Like, I love to write. Like, that's my way of expression. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a rapper. You know what I mean? Like, I can't rap, so I write.
I like that. I like that. So you can't rap, so you write. But most people don't know that you write poetry. Is that correct?
Yeah, I write poetry.
Really? So,
Hmm.
like, I see you writing. That's writing it. Being an author and being a poet is that's two different worlds.
It
You know,
is. It is.
that's two totally different worlds. So, how do you was like? Did the poetry come first, and that's what inspired you to write, or did kind of like you was inspired to write by sitting there and looking at the walls, and then poetry just came with it, or how did that work?
I was writing before the punishments. Yeah, I was writing. I started writing like in the 7th grade. I started writing. And I think like poetry came when I first heard Maya Angelou. Like I was just intrigued by like her word plays and her metaphors and how she make you think. You thinking what she writing is what she's saying, but she really saying this, and you never wrong on how you depict it. As long as you depict it to make sense. So it's like I like the way she tricked you with you know what I mean. So I think that really led me to that. Like, you know what I'm saying, to write poetry, like to try. Cause of course you don't know if you can do it. And then once I tried it, and I think I let my mom read my first one, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote that one, but I let somebody read it. And then they hyped me like I was good. Oh, that was good. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I remember I let my English teacher read it, right? She tore to pieces. Hey, she couldn't stand me to save her life, but that really taught me something though. You know what I mean? Cause I laughed at her, like, you know what I'm saying? Like she like, you can't write, you terrible, da 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 da. I said it's a poem. I don't gotta follow the whole grammar code. You feel me? Like she was like, yes, you do. You gotta pick one and da 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 da. So I love that though, because they let me know I can go my route. I don't have to follow the regular route. You know what I'm saying? So I just write. Then really my poetry really started from that was my way to vent. When I write my poems, that's where my way to vent. Like I might get mad at something or something happened or whatever in my life, and I just write. Like so I'm really venting on how I'm feeling, but I'm not making it about me, but it's about me. So you got to know me to know or whatever, like to depict it. But that was my way because I don't talk, I don't express myself back then to people. Like so, that was just my way. That's how I like mainly really wrote the poems.
I love that. You always talk about your mom. So, it sounds like,
That's my
mom has
girl
been, I was just about to say, shouts out to mom because I always hear you talk about mom. And one of the things you told me is that you're a mama boy. So
for
can you just
sure.
kind of just talk about your mom for a second? What does she mean to you?
Oh, my mom mean everything. Like that's the second most important person to me outside of God. Like because without her, I wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't even have the courage. Like I wouldn't. She gave me everything, like our every motivation, like to do everything that I did, like with her presence and her absence. Like you know what I'm saying? Like now, my mom, that's my rock. You know what I'm saying? Like for sure, for sure. Like she always been there. Like even with unconditional love. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm grown now, so I understand. I got kids, so I understand like what she was really meaning. You know what I'm saying? Like I probably would be a millionaire if I would have listened to her back then. I probably would have never been in prison if I would listened to her. Like, not real talk. Like my mom, like, cause somebody gotta talk to you for him. You know what I mean? Somebody gotta be on that receiver of that phone call, like to deliver that message. He don't have a voice. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't nobody lie to you and say, I heard him. He's no, so that's his voice. Like, so I disobeyed that voice for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now that this path is gonna have a lot of speed bumps. You know what I'm saying? Because with disobedience, you gotta somehow at some point you gotta prove yourself. You know what I'm saying? So now my mom, like that's the goal one. That's the that's my baby, for sure.
Shout out to mom. Shout out to mom Deuce. What's your mom's name?
Juanita Steele.
Hey, Miss Juanita Steele, shout out. You have raised a lovely king. I see him all the time. And I want to tell you, I know you're a great queen just from the way he speaks about you and how he just he lights up every time. You know what I mean? He talks about you. And so I know you're amazing. And I just got to say that. And I know your mom is strong because I know she's went through a lot. Your dad passing away, and then you was in a hospital. You had some things happen,
Mhm,
and then your brother passed away, and
mhm.
mom's still there, right? She's still
Oh, for
strong
sure.
and like superwoman. So, and
Mhm,
I just want to just to give her flowers for a second, because I always hear you talk about her. So I just wanted to do that. And
mhm.
so some you told me, and what you have exhibited this whole podcast is that you know you the things that really sum you up is being fearless, ambitious, and determined.
Mm.
And you have exhibit all that, like fearless, like I'm talking about everything you went through, ambition. I mean, it takes ambition to get over everything you went through, and determination, and you still here, and I can see why you coaching the game. So how long you been coaching?
9 years.
9 years, right? And so, and you've been and you're an author now. So tell us about your book, and the coaching, and how you managed the two.
Well, I got a book out called The Journey According to Streets. Is basically it's about my life, but it's not about my life. You know what I'm saying? But and I'm not a character in the story, like my name's not in it and none of that. Um, but it's just basically about like a young man that went the right way, somehow, some way he spent and went the wrong way, and then he spent back around and now he going the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, but with adversities, with death, with trauma, with, not believing in itself, with not listening to those that do really love him and care for him and being blinded. So it's a lot of different, valleys that take you through it. You know what I mean? So if I say of course it's about my life because what else I'm gonna write about? You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's not like, you know, I might like put like this, every character to a certain degree showing a shade of me, even if it's a female, even if it's the doctor, whatever, you know what I'm saying? In that book. I wrote that book when I was locked up. So I've been done for years. I just ain't never really had the mental time to do it, to put it out. Like I always push it off. Like I'm gonna do this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. Like so I just did it, you know. And I got another book called Heartbreaks and Hoops. It's about a young couple, but not a couple, but a young lady and a young man. They liked each other for, from elementary on up to high school, on up to college. And she went into nursing, he went into basketball. And now how they gonna transition. It's a series. I'm only gonna do two parts, but it's a series love romantic type like story, you
Okay.
know.
Kind of like love and basketball. So I'm just kidding. No, like
Um, but you can reference, yeah, but she didn't play. She played in the movie, but she didn't play.
oh, I like that.
She
I
just
like
was
that.
into nursing and cheering, you
Hmm.
know.
Okay. So you're an author. Now, how is the author life going? How are you liking being an author? How is that? Is it like everything you thought it would be? Is it like, it's all right. But how is the author life?
Just normal. Because I just look at it as like me talking to you now. This is a channel of expression. You know what I mean? I really honestly anything I do in my life from the point that I change is all about my kids. So it's like I'm really writing my books. So I can care less if anybody buy them. I just know once I'm gone, my kids will be like, my daddy wrote a book, or he wrote this book, or that book, or that book. And that's it. I just want them to always be able to say something good. Like, my daddy did this, my daddy did that, my daddy did this. Like, or me, the kid, like, your daddy trained me, your daddy coached me. Like, it's all, I live my life, you know what I'm saying? As far as like when I ran the streets and all that, that was my time. Now it's just all about building, you know what I mean? Something that they can hold on to, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be okay regardless, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's for them. You know what I'm saying? I gotta leave something back for them. Like most black people died. They ain't leaving their kids nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I hate the terms where our community just white everything. Like if I write a will, that's what the white people do. No, that's what the right people do. It's not white. Like we thinking is crazy, so I try to rewrite or just write it the right way so my kids know which script to follow versus a script that is being embedded and fed into them.
No,
That's
I
all.
love that. And so I know, it doesn't matter, but we want to make sure that they, y'all listen to this, y'all go support and buy the book. So let us know, like for the viewers that's out there, because it's gonna be somebody watching it, like, I want to get the book. Because somebody wants to see the 50 Shades of Steel. It's like, nah, it's not 50 Shades of Steel. No. I just said that because of how you describe the book. So y'all don't listen to me. It's not that. I have it on the screen. But I just tell us, how can we get the book? Tell us like where all the options is, and for anybody that's listening who out there, because it's somebody that may want to follow your story, see where you're
Hmm.
going, see what you have next, because you coach young women's basketball. It might be somebody out there with a little girl, you're like, you know what, I want to go see them play basketball, I might want to join, I don't know. So just kind of tell us, where can we get the book at first, and then let us know where we can look at you and follow you and subscribe wherever.
So the book, I just put it out on Amazon just to put it out. Like I said, it's more of a intriguing moment for me, like because it's the unknown. Like you don't have to buy it. Like you actually went and took your time to put that in your cart. Like I'm grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? Like for those that I already bought it and I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you go on Amazon and just type in the title, like, The Journey According to Streets or Heartbeats and Hoops, and I guarantee you, you will love it. Like, you won't want to put it down. You know what I mean? I really took my time and pulled my heart into those books. Like even with the coaching, I got a page on Instagram, Cincy Stars. We got a page on Facebook, Cincy Stars. We got a page on Twitter, Cincy Stars. So like I said, I've been coaching for 9 years. It's a passion for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I like my soul. It cries for it. Like I having a bad day, and I know I got to go in the gym and train and coach. Like my day is okay now, cause like I can't bring that energy to these kids. So it's like no matter what it is, it's like they're like my savior. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to have my heart attack. Um, my good friend, he was calling me, wanted me to train his daughter. I really wasn't in that headspace. You know what I'm saying? I was in a depression. I didn't care about your kid, probably not even mine at that point, because I was just lost. Like my brother died. Like I just was just on a different time. But he just kept calling me and calling me and calling me. And I salute him to this day because training his daughter got me out of my depression. Like training his daughter made me start a nonprofit organization. Like training his daughter made me start my basketball organization with my cousin Tommy McBride. Like, so it's like that was my, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the voice. Like this little girl was in the 5th grade. She in the 8th grade now. She was in the 5th grade and she was talking to God for me. Like, and just her showing up was the words. Cause now I had to work with her. It was just me and her. Like, but she opened up the door for me to start training other people, kids. And now I got the whole organization, Truthfully Athletics. Like, so it's like, it's just amazing how one moment, you laying and sitting here soaking, and then the next moment, you telling the kid left foot, right foot. Like, it's just, and that's crazy. Me saying this now, this is my first time ever putting it like that and thinking it like that. It's crazy,
And,
but that's true.
and you could tell, and the passion was in you. And before we wrap up, I gotta talk about this because you said something in that. So you said before he came to you, you said I didn't care about training his daughter, probably not even my own. But after, like the passion, like your face lit up and the smile. So I got to talk about. Tell us what was going on before, like what was your man like before, and like afterward, and like what tweaked in your mind, like what was the shift for you?
Like, like I said, I was going through the depression. Like I had a heart attack um December 13th, 2020. My little brother got killed February 18th, 2021. So that's like 66 days, 61 days, something like that apart. So I never got a chance to deal with my own problem. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm dealing with a family problem. So I had to be strong for, my little brother, my mama, and my little sister. You know what I'm saying? Like for just first, like so like at that moment, that was a 3-year depression. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, wasn't even here. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like I wasn't even here. Like, but like the click was that kid. You know what I'm saying? Like once again, my mom always said like the youth, like kids light up when you be around them. Like they love you. I don't know why they gravitate to you. Like so, I never, like I said, I wasn't trying to hear it. Like so that was the calling. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the calling. I ain't have a job. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a place to stay. I had nothing. I ain't had nothing. Like I'm sleeping on my mama couch. I'm sleeping on her couch. I'm just a debris just blowing. You know what I'm saying? I had no directions. I had no guys. I wasn't coaching. I was just, in a place of that wasn't right, Like I was drinking, and I'm not even a drinker. Like, so it was just, I just want me. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to spend time with my kids. I just wasn't there. You know what I mean? But that kid, that parent, like my best friend, because it's her daughter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it just clicked. Like, and I just start training her. And then, like I said, like she really took my life to the next level. Like honestly, I might have to call her after this. But yeah, I can honestly say that like that kid actually like I've been told her like she saved me. You know what I'm saying? She got me out of depression. But like I said, this conversation made me really honestly look at it like she really, set me up. You know what I'm saying? For success. Now is just basically how I navigate from here on out, honestly. Hmm. It's interesting.
That's amazing. And so before we go, we know you're a coach. Tell us what our platforms, because you're a coach and an author, what our platforms um can people find you on? Like, are you on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube? Like, let us know where we can find you at.
You can find me on Facebook at Steele Seth. And then you can find me on IG at Seth_Steele 86. That's it. That's
Love it.
it.
Now y'all make sure y'all go follow him now and go get the book. Get the book and shoot me a link because I would like a copy of the book as well. All right.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I would love to get a copy of your book. I want to be a reader. I love to read, so I read every AM. I'm reading Rich Dad Poor Dad 25th edition right now. So
Mm.
the 25th edition. I got the other one upstairs, but I'm reading. My daughter bought the new one. I was like, I want to read that one. So I was like, uh, so I was like, I want to read that one. So no, but now I know we got to go because the coach. He got some coaching to do, and he got some writing and some poetry to do. But before we leave, for the young man that's out there watching this, that's
Hmm.
looking at this, that's maybe they're having family problems and they went through deaths and sickness and all different things that you went through. Maybe talk to them for a second.
Love yourself, because everything that you're going through is a test of your strength, of your faith, and it will become your testament because he ain't taking you through it for nothing, So it hurts now, but it's gonna look beautiful. The picture gonna be amazing once you accept. It's okay. It's okay. You ain't the only one. You ain't the only one, and you ain't gonna be the last. But if you stop, you would never know. So don't ever stop. Just keep fighting, keep going, and stay positive through in, through all.
Thank you for that. And your brother that passed away, can you say his name for us, please?
Danielle Steele.
Yeah, you got to make sure we honor him too, show him some love on here because I know y'all was very close, So I just want to, show
Yes.
some love. Is there anything you want to say in his name or anything before we wrap up?
It's a great young man. This is the wrong place at the wrong time. But it was his time.
Thank you for that. I want to thank you for coming on here, sharing, displaying patience, displaying ambition, displaying determination. Everything that you have talked about is all of them wrapped up in the whole. I must say, keep being a great father, keep being the king that you are, keep coaching that young women's was it basketball, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I'm horrible with sports, y'all. So please don't. I'm about to say, do not quote Queen A. I'll be the first one to tell you, like I am horrible with sports. So, but no, keep coaching their basketball team because one thing I can say through this whole interview, when you talked about that little girl in that basketball team, your whole body changed. You lit up. You smiled like your mom and the basketball team throughout this whole interview. If anybody watching, I'm pretty sure they agree with me. Like, I don't care what else happened. Keep standing near because I can tell there's passion there, there's love there, there's consistency in them areas because that's what's good. That's what's keeping you there, right? That's what's keeping the smile on your face, And I just want to let you know that we definitely here at S&B Sense, Queen A, we praying for strength and understanding.
Yes,
And do you
ma'am.
know why I always say strength and understanding? I'm gonna just because some people may not understand. So I always say I'm praying for strength and understanding because I feel like throughout anything we go through in life, I don't need to know what you're going through, but I do know you need them two things right there to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And when
Mm-hmm.
I say understanding, not understand the situation, just understand the process because you're never
Mm-hmm.
can some things we just ain't gonna understand. Right. So just
Mm-hmm.
understand the process. So I have to display that because people think I'm saying understand like somebody passed away, you might not ever understand that. But you
Mm-hmm.
must understand the process. It's always a reason. So everything I go through in my life, I look at the reason. I understand it. And I also have to have strength to have the understanding to get through it. So that's why I always say that. Just want you to understand why I always say it. You probably like, you
Interesting.
always say that every time somebody says something because that's how I look at it. So without further ado, let's give it up for Mr. Seth Steele, y'all, author Seth Steele. Make sure y'all go follow him. And on all his platforms, get the book and all that good stuff. And if nobody else love y'all already know Queen A does. Later.
Thank you.
You welcome. You welcome.